welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Nika. Thank you so much for stopping in. So today let's talk about trying to deceive God. Now, if this is not your belief, this may not be the video for you. But if you do believe in God, or if you would like to believe in God, you may want to stick around. So first things first, you already have to know you can never deceive God. You can deceive your mind, you can deceive yourself into believing that you can deceive God, that you can, make him believe what you make human beings, other people in your life believe about you, or what you even believe about yourself. But God knows your heart, and there's no way that you can hide that. What's in your heart is in you. So God sees that. He's looking at your heart, your heart posture, and the things that you're holding on to in your heart. He's not looking at, oh, she looks fine, he looks happy, they got all this stuff going on for themselves, things must be great because they said things was great. He's not caring about what's coming out your mouth. I mean, yeah, it's important what's coming out of your mouth, but a lot of times human beings, we lie. And even when we're not lying, when we are talking the truth, a lot of times it is coming from the heart. When we're angry and we're bitter and we're wishing bad on people, or we're talking down about ourselves and we're not having hope for our future, we lose hope. We don't have it. Hope starts in our hearts. We are losing faith. Faith is there in our hearts. The main things that we need in order to sustain a healthy relationship with God, one, and with ourselves, two, and be genuine and honest about ourselves to ourselves, three, it's going to start in your heart. What is in your heart that is maybe keeping you from, living the fullest life that God has for you? Start there. We want to fix up the outside. We want to spend all this money, get in therapy and stuff for our mental, but we're hiding what's in our heart, or we're running away from what's in our heart. We're trying to neglect that part of us because we feel like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to clean up that mess. If I can get the mind right, and if I can look good on the outside, then I can change my life. And yeah, changing your mind is important. I've talked about that plenty of times. Changing your mind is important. The mindset is what's going to help you to move throughout your life. If you change your mind, you can change anything. But it has to be in your heart to sustain it. Does that make sense? So if it's not in your heart, if you're saying, oh, I'm going to go and, go to school, I'm going to get out of this broken relationship, I'm going to be a good parent, I'm going to be a good spouse, mentally, you may be ready for that. But the mind changes constantly. So if it's not in your heart already, if that anchor is not set, it's not connected with your mind, which is your heart is your anchor. Your heart is your source of strength. So if that anchor is not connected with your mind, it doesn't matter what you say or what you think. And you may be right. You may be on that path of, oh, I said I'm going to go to school, I'm going to start going to school, but then you'll start to get weary. You'll start to, oh, school is too much. Or you're tired of going to school and going to work, or going to school and raising a family, or you're bored, and your mind will start to change. So if it's not in your heart, if it's not secure and concrete in your heart, you're going to change. You're going to change your mind. And even though you were on that path of reaching that goal that you had set for yourself, because it was not in your heart to 1000% reach that goal, you're going to stop going to school. Guarantee it. You're going to stop. You may try again later, but you're going to stop. You're not going to continue to go because your heart wasn't postured to, no matter what happens, no matter what comes, no matter how hard it gets, I'm going to reach this goal. I'm going to continue to go to school. I'm going to continue to make myself better. I'm going to continue to forgive. I'm going to continue to reach for the goals and the things in life that I know that I want. I know that God has for me. I know that I am capable of reaching. The true change starts in your heart. Now let me get back to talking about where I said you can't deceive God. A lot of times we'll say, God, why isn't this happening for me? Because I've been a good person. I've been faithful. I've been, I've been a good mom. I've been a good dad. I've been doing what you told me to do. And God's not moving. He's like, I'm absolutely not going to bless you with what I want to give you right now because you're not ready. And you start to get angry. And again, that's where that faith comes in. You start to lose that faith because you're like, why am I keep asking you? You're not listening to me. Yeah, he hears you, but he hears you on a much deeper level than what you believe. You're thinking what I speak out of my mouth, so it's going to come. So I'm going to talk to God about all the great things about myself while I'm trying to hide who I truly am from him. And that's something you can't do. Again, the true you is your heart. What's in your heart? What's in your heart? God sees you on so much of a deeper level than you see yourself. He's always watching you. I had a woman show me a picture that she had took of a sky, and in the clouds you could see an eye. And this woman didn't know me at all. We've never met before. She just wanted to show me, and I believe God was talking to me, and I'm gonna tell you why. So in the sky, the picture that she had took, you could see an eye. And she asked me, did I see it? And I told her I did see it. And I was like, where'd you get this picture from? And she was like, oh, I took this picture. I was going home one night. I seen the sky and I thought it looked so beautiful. I took a picture of it and I seen this. And people think I'm crazy, but that looks like an eye to me. And it did. It looked like an eye to me. So she was like, this was a sign to me that God was trying to remind me that he's always watching everyone. And I felt convicted because I know that I'm one of those people that, God, I know that I'm so good. God, I know that I try my best. God, I am so ready for love. I'm so ready for this. Why isn't it happening yet? I'm so ready for growth. Why isn't it happening yet? And all around, I have so much things harvest in my heart that is not healthy, that's not of God, that it's going to prevent me from making my way to the things that I'm saying that I want, because my heart is not postured right. And even though my mind says you're ready for this, when I sit and I sit with myself and I connect with my own heart, I realize that I'm not ready for the things that I'm asking for. Yet I try to deceive God by saying, God, I'm ready, because it's coming out of my mouth, because I'm trying to speak it. Like we always like to talk about manifesting things. So it's like I'm trying to manifest it to God, and God's looking at me like, child, who do you think you're playing with? You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times we do that, and sometimes we unwillingly try to deceive God, because we're like, oh, if I just try to be a good person, and if I just try to walk right and go to church and read my Bible, and and I give to people, and I'm nice and kind, and I spread love, then God is going to bless me with the things that I want, because he'll see that I'm a good person. But when you have God's eye on you, you got to know that it's nothing you can truly do that's going to be shocking to God, or that's going to make him be like, okay, well, she's ready. Because everything in our lives happen when God wants it to happen. So when you're like, oh, it should be happening now because I'm ready, God is studying your heart. And you can't, the heart tells no lies. The only reason that us as human, we feel like, oh, well, you can lie all you want to, or oh my goodness, that person somebody's different than what I ever thought that they would be. I never thought this person would do this and do that, and I'm just so shocked. You're shocked because you can't see the heart. That's only God's job. We can't even read our own heart sometimes. Sometimes we just so angry. We have everything bottled up and locked into our hearts, where we don't even know why we're angry. We don't know why we're upset. We don't even know sometimes why we're making the decisions that we're making. But it's something that we have not let go of, or something that we have not let in, as in letting God in, letting Jesus in your heart. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how you dress, no matter how you act, no matter what you give, no matter how many prayers you do, no matter how many times you go to church, if your heart is not being worked on, if you are not opening your heart to God, if you're not willing to release the things that are hurting you, if you're not willing to forgive those that hurt you, if you're not willing to open up and accept God's way into your heart and live by what he's telling you to do or he's asking you to do in his word, if you're not willing to learn more about God, if you're not willing to connect with God, then you know what's going to happen. Things are just, you're going to feel like you're just all over the place when you're asking for things. Things are not happening. Things are getting worse than what I asked for. You know, my prayers are not being answered the way I want them to be. That's because, like I said, you can't deceive God. But y'all let me know what you think. As usual, be polite and courteous in the comment box because someone like myself is reading your comments. And we are here to uplift one another and to let each other know that we're not alone. Give each other a different perspective of looking at things and just to encourage each other to grow. So leave your comments below. Leave your testimonies if you like. We'll keep the conversation going and talk next time. Bye.